Cool.
I believe. Oh, there we are. We're on Facebook.
Hey.
Oh, wait, I have to turn my phone down.
Just live on Facebook in the corner for me. I guess I'm gonna have to have you show me how you do
Me
this.
showing you? Haley would laugh at that. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Okay. So, hey, we're live.
hi.
I don't know if you'll be able to see comments. I think I'll be able to see the comments. I'll look, whatever. Anyways, this is Liz. Welcome, Liz.
Hey,
Hey.
Liz.
Oh, did that work? I had to switch do you see behind me? Liz, green JuJu.
There's a marquee.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Walmart, like 14 bucks.
I came prepared with this. Oh.
Ooh, awesome. I have this.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we can talk about that too.
Okay, cool. All right.
Green JuJu and Colorado hemp honey turmeric. We can talk about how to boost your immune system for your pet.
Yes.
Or your puppy.
Yes. I love it. Okay, so why don't you introduce yourself and then also your fur babies, what kind of pets you have and what you feed them and all that stuff.
Awesome. So I'm Liz. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I have 3 senior dogs, 2 puggles, and a Jack Russell mix. They're 15 and 16. I also have 2 cats. One is 15, one is 5. Did not plan to have them all be the same age properly. But having a household full of senior dogs and cats, I've
Me
always been
too.
about nutrition, right? But
Yep.
now there are, even though they've had a healthy diet for the most part for most of their lives, there are conditions, right? So it's more apparent like what just what these supplements actually do, because you can physically see positive change in your pet. And when they start to slow down, when they get old and you can physically see positive change in your pet, it's just, that's what we want. Because I mean, 15 and 16. So they're actually all asleep underneath my desk right now. So.
I love it. I love it. So did you ever feed kibble like to any of your pets?
Yeah, we fed kibble when I first got Lily, my first dog. We switched her to raw pretty quickly thereafter. We also, when I first got our first cat, Bob, she's an angel kitty now. Bob, Marley, and Seeger have all passed, but when when we got Bob, we fed her Purina indoor cat food, the
Yep.
multicolored whatever, red dye number 40, all of the stuff that now I have learned we can easily avoid feeding our
Right.
pets. Whether you feed, I feed my pets raw. The cats also get a little bit of canned food mixed in.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are on some kind of a supplement. I do intermittent. So some supplements I keep regular and some I mix in and out, because I do think it's good for the body to be surprised with the nutrients that are coming in and not become exclusively reliant. Of course, there's cases like Sage is on a lot of hip and joint support stuff
Mm-hmm.
because she struggles with mobility. And so, of course, I'm not going to remove those because I think she should be surprised with pain. But like,
Right. Yeah.
things I do in it on and off, because there's just benefits to rotation. Just kind of like there's benefits to rotation in any healthy diet.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're like in the same boat that I started feeding my cats. Yeah, the whatever Purina. Um, yeah, I think it was like the indoor cat. And then it wasn't until I went to the pet store, Pet Supplies and More, that I was like, oh, wait, there's a better way. I shouldn't be feeding this. And I even worked at a vet office and my cats were super fat. They were overweight. And then I switched and I mean they still do get some kibble, honestly, but it's more canned and then raw. So, you know, yeah. It's like when you have a household, my I mean,
Oh
my,
yeah,
you
absolutely.
know,
So
but
I've worked in the pet industry forever. When I was in a retail store, your your job gives you the employee discount, right? So that
Right.
helps supporting um, the things. Also, like my wife manages an independent pet store, so with me working in the pet industry, her
Mm-hmm.
working in the industry, thankfully with the five animals in the household, we're able to you know, I know that I feed them in a crazy. Okay, so the way I feed my pets is how some people are about their own health, where like you kind of, if you want to like make fun of like the CrossFit person or like the adamant vegan, or just like there's certain groups of health people that get so like we have to do all the things, and I am absolutely that way about the way I feed mine, and I know that that's not normal. So kind of what I like to talk about is making what I do a reality for other people that like can do it intermittently and just can do things to support, because talking like a product like the green JuJu,
Mm-hmm.
adding life to your pet's bowl, and this is predominantly for dogs, it's just not a bad thing. It's just kind of like how it's never a bad thing when you eat a random kale salad. Palatable. I mean, maybe you don't like the taste, so that's a bad thing. But like, it's not bad for your body when you put healthier things in. And so, whatever you're feeding your dog, adding this as support is just a good idea. And what a product like this is, and there are two different recipes.
Mm-hmm.
Is a turkey bone broth, the Bailey's blend, and the
Mm-hmm.
turkey beans is a bison bone broth. And then you have juiced and blended greens and vegetables, all pulverized and mixed in with that bone broth, some turmeric and some coconut oil.
Mm-hmm.
So have a green smoothie for dogs that provides tons of nutrition that they're just not going to get from even a meat source or a cooked product source.
Right.
There's nutrients available in the fresh vegetables, and of course they're really nutrient rich vegetables: celery, zucchini, kale, dandelion greens, parsley. They're the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just filling in those nutritional gaps. Healthy pet foods, like ones that are available, the ones that we talk about or whatever, um,
Mm-hmm.
you can get the bulk of the nutrition handled there. This is just going to fill in those gaps where if you're noticing things like skin and coat conditions or digestive challenges or mobility challenges, something like this can fill in some of the gaps and help improve those ailments. The
Mm-hmm.
thing about bone broth that I love, it being the base of this kind of stuff, and then they also do the plain bison bone broth as well. This is just a packaging of it, but you can just get the plain broth
Right.
with in it if you want. I mean, I even know people who take this as their own bone broth
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
to rotate in. But bison bone broth, phenomenal for connective tissue repair, for hip and joint health. So if your dog is struggling to walk because it's older, great thing to try to add in to help lubricate the joints and also reduce the inflammation, because feeding a glucosamine and chondroitin supplement, which is phenomenal. I do that for Sage as well.
Mm-hmm.
When their joints are the least inflamed, their body can absorb the maximum amount of that glucosamine and glucosamine and chondroitin supplement that you're using. So it's not like either or to support the hip and joints. It's like you can double down. And I'm talking about, I have a pet that, you know, mobility is a challenge for her. So,
Yeah.
that level of really supporting it to all the degrees we can. The other thing about bone broth that is just a solution for a lot of people is that the gelatin in the bone broth actually can seal the gut lining and really level up the digestive situation if your pet is having challenges. A lot of people, I used to work in a store, so I used to talk every day to people who needed a change of pet food, a lot of times due to a digestive challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes dogs get in a place where they get on a new food, the food does okay for a while, and then it's almost like their system gets used to it, and then the digestive challenges just creep back in again, and so they kind of just have to change around every so often, or the gut problems rehappen. a lot of times that's an indicator of a gut problem, like a leaky gut type of a thing going on with the pet, and the gelatin in the bone broth seals that gut lining
Mm-hmm.
and promote healthy digestion. Where, and I'm not saying don't rotate your food, but if a digestive issue leads you to have to rotate your food, that's a problem that you might want to try to solve. Uh,
Right.
and so bone broth can help get you through that, and then you're not adding, you know, some people, it might be easier for you to add something like a bone broth and just pour some right on the kibble than to get a powdered supplement and try to mix it all around, or just whatever, so, and
Yeah.
I love it. It's like the dogs like it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that's like why I created this group, was like to try to meet people where they were at and try
Yeah,
to help them, like, look at ingredients. If you're looking at ingredients of what you're eating, look at what the ingredients are that your dogs are eating. If you can only, afford a kibble, then let's build a better bowl. And so, like, in green juju, bone broth, those are awesome things to do um to build a better bowl. So
absolutely. Even if
yeah.
you, let's say you're like, oh well, that's cool, but my dog is not old. My dog does not have hip problems. My dog's digestion, we're talking about firm stool all day.
Hmm.
Coat looks beautiful. Don't see a challenge. I mean, okay, so move on and just thanks for watching.
Right.
Or like still adding in nutrition is a good thing for the pet, even sometimes when we can't physically see what's going on. Because another thing that's phenomenal about the phytonutrients in here is some of the cancer prevention properties that they're going to have. And like I have a senior dog, Lily, who's been cancer free for it'll be 7 years now this year.
Aw,
I know, right?
yay. That's amazing. I love hearing that.
So she doesn't have any bottom teeth here. And then
Okay.
this winter, she had the whole side of the top teeth pulled because they, they lost quality with not having a whole half of a face over here. So she
Hmm.
only has teeth on this side, and her tongue comes out. But hey, she's cancer free and she's all good. She still chews on things. She's crazy.
Hmm.
At any rate, the phytonutrients in here with the cancer prevention for that type of a I don't know. I think it's just a good preventative maintenance for her because she's had that condition, and so like let's add that kind of a thing in.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because even though you think you're not going to deal with it, I mean, the rate is, what is it now? Is it 1 in 2 dogs has cancer, or is it 2 in 3? I can't even remember. But
off-putting.
it's freaking crazy. So you might, so do preventative stuff, because you don't want to have to backtrack. And that's the hard part, like, and sad part for us, like when people are like, okay, well, now what do I do? And it's like, okay, well, let's do things to prevent this, because the statistics are so high. So,
I know.
you know,
The thing that I think is one of the most exciting things about working with holistic pet products
hmm.
is the knowledge that I was afforded to do proactive health with my pets versus reactive health. Like
Right.
especially just right now having senior pets, and having had access to all kinds of things that enhance your bowl, like goat milk or fish
Hmm.
stock or salmon oil or uh, you know pumpkin, or just there's like you could
Right.
mushrooms, you could medicinal mushrooms, not just like morels or whatever. Eat them, save those for you.
Right.
But you know, being able to work every single day in a place that has all of these things available and being able to enhance their diet since I've had them. Now that they're seniors and are experiencing issues, I feel good that I've done what I could. I can't say that about my own nutrition.
Right.
You know, have
I
a
mean, it's baby steps, right? Baby steps.
yeah, hey, we're drinking our water. We have this giant cup. We're doing well. Um, so
I have my Kong water.
yes, awesome. Roll this up with like a green JuJu sticker or something for next time.
Right.
Maybe we'll put a Colorado hemp honey sticker on there as well. Should I go?
Oh, yes.
Should I go change T-shirts before? No, I'm just.
You should have already had the other one on underneath, and then you just reveal.
Okay, so we'll have to do this again because I know at one point we're going to want to talk a little bit about the benefits of raw food on a different time or
Yes.
whatever. But we'll keep this at least sort of reasonably short so that when you're watching it, you're not going like, really another 47 minutes of this old lady trying to tell me to feed my dog a mushroom or whatever. But anyway, Colorado hemp honey. I didn't get it out. I didn't get my stuff out because I didn't really know we were going to talk about it today. But you've got the jar, so show everybody the jar.
Yeah.
And I guess
I even brought a spoon. I can stir it.
So yeah, that one. So Colorado hemp honey is a honey. It's a company that does raw honey and then adds full spectrum hemp oil into the honey, and then also add, like in this example, we've got turmeric and black pepper extract in there. Which one makes it delicious, but also a turmeric extract is phenomenal for anti-inflammatory. The properties of the raw honey, you're going to have like antimicrobial, antibacterial, tons of little vitamins and minerals all in the honey.
And I love this because I used to make the golden paste, and now it's like it's hard, but you're just tired, and I'm like, "Ugh, I don't wanna." So now it's like it's already done. It's here. It's all the benefits plus more, and my dog loves it. Like I actually even take a little bit, and then I give some to well, Kinsey, because she's got a big fatty tumor. It's not cancer.
Yep.
But anyways, go ahead.
It has been known to, I have seen it myself on my own dogs, and I have had friends who have seen fatty tumors reduce in size with from hemp. So you might see that benefit.
Yeah. I just have to remember to give it to her every day. Terrible.
Well, take the green JuJu. You'll have the energy in order to make the golden milk, in order to remember. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. The other thing, I think I have.
I'm just being real. I just, I'm not perfect. Ooh, yeah.
Mat thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I will smear some of the honey, or like you could do anything. You could do green JuJu on here, but like this, when one of the benefits of hemp extracts too is going to be it's calming, right? So
yeah.
Actual action of licking is calming too. And so then you're putting something that's calming on a calming activity. The dog gets it. You get a little free time while the dog's eating it or whatever. I personally take my own honey off of a spoon. I don't spread my own on the lick mat and then get, to town on it, but you do you.
No, I kind of would like to, like, we should have a Zoom, like with all of us doing that.
Sounds enjoyable to me. Here for that.
I'm just weird and crazy that way. So
so anyway, no, that product right there is like maybe one of the best things we could all be taking right now as an immune booster, with the properties of the raw honey, the calming of the hemp, and the anti-inflammatory of the turmeric. It's great. It's a great way to boost your immune system, and it's great. I love products that are shareable with my pet. So
yes, yeah, me too. I know some of the bone broths, and the hemp honey for sure. Absolutely. All right. Well, I don't even think anyone's watching, but that's okay because they can always watch later.
Joanne, what up, Joanne? And Patricia.
Oh no! Wait, no.
I don't know if you're still here.
Yeah.
We'll just pretend there's like 1,000 viewers and there's so many people. Hey Pam. Hey Noelle. Hey Nicole. Thanks.
Okay, we'll get to your questions in just a minute.
Exactly. We can't get to everybody because it's like so overwhelming, the response we're having right now.
We have like 2K people on at this point.
I see a K on the end of that too.
Right.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Do you have any other questions about things like adding products like green JuJu, which is a phytonutrient rich juice and blended greens with the bone broth in it, or Colorado hemp honey regimen?
I know there's a lot of people that have little dogs. Like if I have a little dog like, let's say I have like a 10-pound dog. How much? I mean, I know the instructions are in the back, but if you could just tell me.
Absolutely. So I always say with anything, start low and slow,
Hmm.
especially with products like we're talking about right now with the raw honey and with the green juju. Those are like fresh products. So unlike some kind of powdered supplements and other things, you don't need to do a loading in dose because it's fresh. Your body can absorb it really quickly. So always start low and slow. Some is better than none, right? So you can't
Hmm.
do too little and do what makes sense for you. The packaging is going to tell you that a dog is going to take 4 teaspoons a day. You don't need to. If you want to precisely measure, that's totally cool. But just scoop some in. I give a little bit more to my senior dog who has a little bit of a weight problem, because the fiber in there keeps her fuller for longer
Hmm.
rather than something that's a little bit higher calorie and might put weight on her. Plus, she's the one with a mobility issue, so I like to give her chews because it gives her some activity to do that is not involving like trying to run around the yard anymore because she can't quite do that.
Right.
So adding more to her diet compensates for calories that I'm going to give her in another area. I with my other two senior dogs who I definitely want to get all those benefits in. I use a large spoon from the kitchen when I feed my dogs, and I just kind
Hmm.
of like scoop it in there, and it's kind of heaping on there, and I drop it in, and they're like 25-pound dogs.
Oh,
So
okay.
again, you can't do two. Now, this will tell you an extra large dog, 75 pounds, needs a cup a day. And you're like, oh, so I'm glad I bought this, 11.99 thing, which is pretty much a cup and just bam, done over $12 meal. Like, that's
Right.
not what
Yeah.
you do. Do you ever like put stuff into ice cube trays
Yes.
for your pets and stuff like that? So, this is a great thing. You can thaw the entire container because this comes frozen, spread it out in a tray, and then make little individual cube kind of treats for the pet. Sometimes people get wild and maybe they'll even put some goat milk and some green juju,
Ooh.
maybe a dollop of that turmeric honey in the tray. Maybe you use like a dehydrated pumpkin product. I mean, you can canned food. You can even put little kibble in there because it like when it comes out of the tray it's cute and then you've got little button decorations on there or whatever.
Right.
People put jerky sticks coming out of them so that then you almost like pull it out and it's got a little popsicle on there. So
Hmm.
I mean, again, remember the earlier part of the video where I talked about how I'm crazy and I do know that I do like special kitchen stuff for my dogs that's not for everybody. Okay, I need to make popsicles, but also make popsicles because it's awesome.
Yes, it's fun. I mean, got some extra time on your hands, so make popsicles,
Yeah.
healthy popsicles for your dog. Absolutely. And you can get those little fun shapes, like bones or whatever, So, um, oh, how long does it last in the refrigerator?
You have about a week, and you can kind of
Okay.
tell. Like it'll smell differently suddenly when it's different. You know how you can tell when your lettuce is bad because it
Hmm.
looks different or whatever. Kind of the same thing with this, and it does tell you right here on the packaging to serve within 5 to 7 days after you thaw the entire
Right.
thing. And that's another advantage if you have a tiny dog. Thawing the entire thing and then dividing it up into smaller portions can make sense. When you have a zoo like at my house, you don't have to worry about.
Right. Exactly. I know. Same. Yeah. Um, oh, and then for the health benefits, like when you like how long were you using it before you noticed something,
Oh,
like noticed a difference?
so, I mean, it kind of depends on what issue you're talking about. The thing that I noticed most quickly is that when I feed this, and this is what I noticed like right away when I started a little over a year ago, my dogs do not eat grass when they're on this. And dogs eating grass is, I mean, it's maybe not a problem for every pet that eats grass, but there are pets who eat grass and then come inside on your carpet and then get rid of that grass.
That
So
just happened. My senior copper, he's my Vishla. He's 14. He just did that.
mhm.
Yep.
And
And I was
so
like, oh, dude.
you can either spend money on a cleaning product or you can buy this and feed some and see if you prevent the behavior from happening. So
Yes.
great off there. And you're
That's great. I love that at the store. That's, oh, I'm going to use that.
that's something that I noticed almost. I mean, and I don't want to make a claim that's like illegal to make this.
Right.
You're not going to have the perfect experience with your pet that I have or you have, Stephanie. It's just, something to try.
Right.
Maybe there's determined dogs that love eating grass so much that, they're going to just power through. But I noticed quickly my dogs stopped that behavior. Some dogs also might stop eating poop. Now, that's again, that could be behavioral, not
right.
So, but it is something to give a shot. If you run the gamut of all of the products that get your dog to try to stop eating poop, this might be something you could try for that. The other thing that I noticed really quickly was that Sage did not go nuts at mealtime. She's the one who needs to stay fuller for longer, so I give her a little bit more. She has a weight problem.
Okay.
So trying to get your pet to lose weight, and you've struggled with, because sometimes you feel like you can't take away any more kibble. It's like, oh my gosh, my dog's only eating whatever tiny amount.
Right.
Well, supporting some of the calories with this can help you feel like you're feeding your dog a more robust meal that keeps them fuller longer without adding a bunch of calories in. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of like doing frozen green beans with their pet.
Yeah.
Lose weight. Similar theory, only this is way more nutrition packed.
Oh yeah.
In frozen green beans. So the weight management side effect and the stuff really happening in the backyard is what I notice the most digestively when my pets are on this. And they're getting senior, so senior dogs have a totally more delicate digestive tract, I believe, at least from my experience with my own pets, than an adult dog. When they were, really up until the last few years, I could feed them anything. They had guts of steel because they're raw fed and all of that, and they could have the biggest bone or get into whatever and not have digestive upset. Now they do, but when they're much more manageable. So digestively, I notice a big difference. I think that the bone broth in here, I think you're going to notice, at least this is my own personal opinion, you're going to notice digestive benefits quicker than you're going to notice mobility benefits. If mobility is your number one priority, this can enhance a supplement that you're already on. I wouldn't use it as my first try at a mobility push. It's more like a support than it is like to treat an acute issue in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Awesome. Gosh, amazing information. I love it.
Well, this is like my favorite thing to do. So I'm happy to get out with you at any time and hang out and talk about pet nerdy nutrition stuff.
Awesome. Yes. Next time we'll have to talk about some raw food.
Yes.
But
maybe like Northwest Naturals for dogs. Or even, Northwest Naturals for cats. Whatever.
Yes.
Oh God. Anyway. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Yes, thank you.
I don't think any of our viewers have any more questions.
If they do, like today, we could, go back and answer.
Yeah, feel free. I can always, answer in the comments if you want to comment below and ask a question. Or if it makes sense, whenever we get back on here again, I can address that.
Yeah.
Or just make a post about it or something. There's a million options. So.
Right. All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Woohoo! Feed green JuJu and Colorado hemp honey. Wait, let me grab my.
This is well timed.
I didn't take it. I should take it, but I kind of make a face because I'm not like a real good, like, turmeric. Okay, wait. Ooh, look at how drippy. Okay, ready? I'm going to take it. One last drip. Mmm.
Do you like pretzels?
Mmm. That would be a good pretzel dip.
It's a bomb pretzel dip. And if you're gluten-free, Glutino, the brand Glutino, not an ad, makes...
Those are good. Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if you don't care, if you can tolerate gluten, you know.
Mm, I just contaminated it. I put my spoon back in. Oh well.
Shucks, I guess you have to eat the whole jar to yourself.
It'll be like one for Kinsey, one for me.
Exactly.
No, I
Exactly.
would switch out spoons. Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna end now.
Great. Thanks so much, Stephanie.
All right, thanks. Bye. And